What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks to Max, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. You see above me what's going on again. Look at this portal. Look at the flames burning. You think something's going on over there? Let's take a look. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We have a pretty juicy 10x going on right now. And for those who've been watching the channel for a while, probably heard me say how much I need a Geomancer, how much I want a Geomancer. He's finally in the 10x right here, and for those who are unfamiliar what Geomancer does, let's go over his kit real quick, okay? So, first off, he places a burn on the A3, fully depletes target's turn meter. Usually that's not really relevant because it's often on bosses and often the turn meter can be depleted, but it's nice to have and often overlooked. But it's this burn right here, right, that we want. And this works together with his passive. Decreases damage all allies receive by 15% and deflects that damage onto each enemy under HP burn placed by this dude, Geomancer. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. But yeah, this deflect thing is what makes him one of the hardest hitting champions basically in the game for bosses. Like, they hit him so hard and he just deflects the damage back, and you get the idea. Killing themselves by hitting your team if he's on your team. And for a lot of bosses, you can just see that HP bar go down chunks, 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 chunks. It makes him one of the, if not the best epic for bosses, at least in the entire game. The rest of his kit is also alright. Like, he has a decreased accuracy on the A1, removes all buffs from a target enemy, then attacks them, steals all buffs instead if the target is under HP burn. That can be handy in some places as well. Reduces the cooldown of Quicksand Grasp by 2 turns if the target is killed by this skill while under HP burn. Against bosses, that doesn't really matter, but in the waves, this could be really nice. Getting this Quicksand back, right? So, nice little aura there. If you don't have one, could be handy. So, as we can see, I have 97 ancient shards for the level 97 that we are. How appropriate. And I have 22 sacreds. Now, I'm not popping all these sacreds, okay? Sorry for those who really want to see me pop all of them, but it's not going to happen. We're popping 7. So 97 ancients and 7 sacreds. I think that's reasonable. That would also get me right enough points, well, right over the edge basically of here. Should net me 5,440 points. I already got a couple of points from mysteries. Wow, I didn't even know I opened that many mysteries, but okay. And I don't know, maybe there's still a training event going on, so maybe I'll pull some more mysteries to get that one extra 5-star chicken or something. I don't know yet. We'll see, because I still have, it's only 11 hours left here, and I still do have some points to get this thing. Maybe I'll just push on and try to get this legendary tome as well, because, well, I still really need a lot of books. You get more champions, you need more books. Like Rio from last week, for instance. I really want to book her. Oh, big news also. I don't know how I almost forgot that, but my own sound effects and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We got Lydia right here. We're not going to collect yet. We're not like that. You know how we like to play here. We like to hold on and use this as something that we can actually get points for or extra bonuses. I have enough champions to build for the moment also, so it's not like I need to rush this Lydia out of her cage. But yeah, we finished Lizardman as the final one. I think I had the tools for a long time. I just didn't want to work on it. Lazy, whatever you want to call it. But it's kind of like this shard session, to be honest. I'm I'm really scared to pull these shards. And the reason why I'm scared to pull these shards is um on my alt account, my free to play alt account, I had one sacred shard, uno. And what was that sacred shard? What did the alt account get? I guess you guys can guess it, right? A freaking Geomancer. One sacred shard, and my alt got a Geomancer, and I thought to myself, this is a bad sign. This is not gonna be something that's gonna go well for us. Um, I'm gonna pull so many shards of my main and not get that Geomancer, and I don't know. It's not a 2x, so the chances here aren't crazy, like we all know. What is it for the ancients? 8% for an epic. Ay, 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 ay. Brockney would be nice, but I mean, I mean, I'm not expecting a legendary. Alrighty. So, moment of truth. It looks like I'm gonna have to do a little cleanup in between. Uh, yeah, that's unfortunate, but let's get this out of the way. We can do all these ancients basically, then I'll do a small cleanup and then we can do the sacreds, alright? Um, there's no stopping anywhere. We're just gonna pull all of these. Doesn't matter what we pull, how many geos we pull or whatever. We're gonna go straight and get that legendary book. Alright. Let's do a couple of singles first so we can even this out. Get a couple of these rares out of the way. Preserver. Please don't preserve too much for us. Here we go. Epic. No. Excruciator. Demon Spawn. Epic that nobody uses. Quaestor. Quaestor? Quaestor? That's Gladiator. Okay, we'll just do all the singles first, and we don't have to deal with those anymore, I guess. Purgator can hit very hard. He gets a lot of debuffs. Coffin Smasher, awesome champion for the early game. Clan Boss, attack down on the A1, very helpful. Siege Breaker, alright. So, 9-10 pops. Can we get it? Can we see purple? Of course, copies of the fusion would be nice too. I am one of those madmen who's actually just going for this fusion because I just try to get all the fusions. I just look at them as free legendaries, basically. Technically, they're not free, but you know what I mean. Ferric and the Fat, very good, but I don't need him. I think I have 2 copies already, and I am yet to build one, which I will do in the future. He is super good. I play him on my alt. He has a very good ally attack, which deals so much damage in Doom Tower waves and against boss fights, all that kind of stuff. Has a poison and a HP burn, obviously the burn, otherwise he wasn't in this 10x. And then on the A1, he also has a decreased defense, like everything you really want for a clan boss team, right? And if you're playing with a non-unkillable, so a traditional team, he also tells his teammates to take some of his damage, 20% of the incoming damage. It's like a reversed ally protection kind of thing. So really, really good, but not what I'm looking for, Farrakhan. So can you go get your buddy over there, the short one with the mad look in his face? Because that's the one we're looking for today. That or fusion rares. None of these are fusion rares. 10 chickens. That's what that was. 10 chickens. All right. We got him. Yes. Yes. We got him. Oh my god. How many? 40 shards in? Well, 47 shards in, then we got him. Oh yeah. Okay, so score one. That is like that was yes. That was the only reason why we're doing well, no, it's not the only reason. We're also going for diffusion, but like this was like the tipping point for me to say, okay, I'm actually gonna buy that shard pack and I'm going hard for this Geomancer, okay? But I mean, we got one. We can use two. We can actually even use three. So we're gonna keep on going. And maybe, maybe a Brogni. Are you too greedy? Nazana, Ally Protector for Demon Spawn. Is alright. It's alright. I guess all the epics are gonna be alright now after we got our Geomancer, right? Now, the funny thing is, I wanted Geomancer first for Clan Boss, but now I kind of want him for other stuff. Hexia Kunoichi. Not really sure. I think she's defense based. I think she was fine. So a weekend on the A1, Leech, AoE Leech, and Ally Protect. This is block damage buff in this. Oh yeah, that's kind of like the Sepulture, no, not Sepulture, Sentinel, Sandlash Survivor kind of thing where she gets a block damage. Exia, not sure. I think she hits pretty hard with an extra turn and stuff, but yeah, not too interesting. Man, I'm so happy about that Geomancer. Like the rest doesn't even matter anymore, really. That's what it feels like, at least. Fleshmonger, I keep using him as food, but maybe if I want to speed up my skinwalkers, I'm gonna have to build one out someday. He's also attack based, so there's also a secret room where he's pretty good, I think. So yeah, maybe I'm just gonna keep this copy now, because now I don't have to worry about faction wars so much. Wagon Bane, another one of those things that I used to use all the time. Hey, that's my first bear, actually. I think it's the better one of the two. I had none of these bears. So he has like this decreased turn meter, right? It's okay. Decrease attack on everyone. And then yeah, this the passive is what makes it decrease the turn meter even more. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 7.5%. Each hit also has a 50% chance of putting one of the target's skills on cooldown if the target is under a decreased crit rate debuff. Do you do that somewhere though? Wait, he doesn't do it himself, but if maybe it's the other bear or something. That's kind of weird. I never read this part of the bear. So he needs someone to put decreased crit rate on and then okay. But I mean, this first thing is already kind of okay. Like he's not like armature level, or physics or anything like that. But he can be useful in early game for Spider to knock the turn meter back a little bit, just to give you some breathing room. That together with this decreased attack, it really helps for early game Spider if you don't have a HP burn or like the typical kind of teams. Gerhardt the Stone, I'm not sure I actually had him. Um, if I'm not mistaken, this guy is also like a very, very hard hitting champion. but I can't tell you much about him, to be fair, so I'm not gonna pretend to know much about him. But I thought he hit hard. I'm not sure. Marquez, of course, we know hits hard. So, oh, Wagonbane. Why do we want him? Because of this skill, basically. Attacks one enemy, 100% chance of 60% defense down. Also, the turn meter um, decrease by 15%. Why is this good, Tracks? Well, this was apparently one of the best or the best defense down for the all rare spider tournament that we just had. So you used Wagonbane here. I'm assuming it's a, a he or, or a she. I don't know what is Wagonbane. We'll just call it Wagonbane. Um, so use that for the decreased defense, and then just a couple of cold hearts, 3, 4 cold hearts, and boom, spider gone. Spider 20 gone. That was basically the team and worked very well. But I didn't have a Wagonbane, so I couldn't do that, unfortunately. All right, enough talk. Let's go. Let's go. Can we get some gold in here? I mean, we got our Geo though. I mean, that's super nice. And we got the second one. Oh, baby. We got two. We got two Geomancers. There you have it. The 10x is real. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move some stuff around, make 7 spots free for our sacreds, but I mean, we won already, right? We won. It doesn't matter what we're going to pull right now. We won already. Also, 97 shards pulled without a legendary, which means our mercy is going to be way up there for the next ancient shard pull, okay? So that's pretty nice. But I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So you can see 97 shards doesn't even get you the rare, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But yeah, man. Who cares? We pulled 2 geos. We're already rocking here. Um this is actually hilarious. I only have 1.2 million silver left. So pulling 7 of these is gonna put me at 500,000 silver. We need a spider tournament ASAP. Mordecai, very good HP burner, one of the best actually. Cornelia, uh, she has a very interesting A2. Whenever an enemy loses sleep debuff placed by this skill, has a 50% chance of replacing it with a fear debuff, which books up to 75%. So it's a very high chance. That's pretty cool. You can bypass some cool stuff with that. Like, if they cleanse it off, for instance, then they still get the fear proc after the cleanse, which is kind of nifty, right? So yeah, and then this is a nice skill as well. I'd say check out Wise T for this one because he has some crazy videos on this. But basically, with this skill, with the places a sleep debuff on an ally for 1 turn, heals that ally by 50% of their max HP, and fills their turn meter by 50% whenever the sleep debuff expires or gets removed. Heals that ally by 100% and completely fills their turn meter if the sleep debuff is lost due taking damage from the enemy. And he uses this to solo bosses. So she does it on herself. They hit her. She heals fully, gets all the turn meter back, and then just starts. Well, I was gonna say bashing, but it's kind of more like tickling because it's not a fast run or anything that like that, but it is a solo. So, and surprisingly, she could actually like solo bommel very high stages and everything. So maybe I think I was stuck there last time, so maybe I actually will try something like that next time around if I can actually find the gear for it because it is kind of gear intensive. All right, 5 sacreds left. I think I'm 10 deep into Mercy right now, so we are almost due a legendary here. Mausoleum Mage, actually also new. Um, has this awesome move, especially when you pair it with a seer. Increased crit rate, uh, increased defense, and a block debuffs on one skill, and it's a 3-turn cooldown. This is actually also really nice for clan boss, especially early game. You're just looking for someone to, make sure that no one loses their turn due to the stun target. Um, you get the 30% increased crit rate on top of that, which is also very nice because when you're building these teams that need to survive, you don't always have the room to put the crit rate in. Well, this guy is providing the crit rate and the defense and the block buff so that the stun doesn't come through. Phenomenal. Very good. He also has like a cleanse here and a heal and turn meter fill on a 4-turn cooldown. But this I'm not an expert at this, and I'm kind of scared to use this because of the turn meter. Um, Especially when you're talking about unkillable speed tuning, you got to be careful when you use this. Okay. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, out of my experience. And a 50% chance at decreased speed on the A1 can be handy for some bosses or some areas of the game. Faction wars especially, right? So yeah, really nice. Wish I had him before. Would have made undead a lot easier, but hey. All right, 4 more to go. Man, Fenchi, love me some Fenchi. He's in my clan boss team. Um, I can give a quick look at him if you guys are interested in that. My Fenchi not very is not very attack oriented. Uh, so he has a lot of room for improvement. As you can see, there's a lot of blue gear on him and stuff. He is running at 258 speed though in a reflex set, and that's the important part here. He has enough accuracy, and why is he so fast and in a reflex? Well, I use him as a clan boss DPS actually. I use my Feign and I use this guy. Um, at this speed, he's running at a 3-1 ratio, and what we do is we just turn off his A2 here and just let him A3. So he puts poisons on the A3, and with this reflex set, he's going to get more procs of A3. So he's going to get more A3s, right? Normally on a 3-turn cooldown, but with this, it's more like a 2.1, 2.2 ish. If you would, if you could do point something cooldowns, it would be more like something like that, which makes it a really nice champion for this, especially 3 times hitter here, 2 times hitter here. So with a giant slayer, he's putting out a lot of damage, even though he's not even like he has a horrible attack. I didn't gear him for damage, like you can see here. He doesn't even have the full crit rate. 157 crit damage is nothing to write home about. And still, this guy's like on magic affinity, still putting out 30 million damage, which is fantastic. Um, I also use him on Spirit though, and there, of course, he's not going to be putting out that much because he gets the weak hits. But overall, very good champion. And I think often just overlooked for clan boss because of champions like Geomancer, the star of today. But still, if you need a forced DPS, you should give Fenshi a try at least. Um, especially for the unkillable clan bosses, because he is kind of squishy. So for traditional, he might not really fit the bill, but for unkillable, he surely is good. Okay, so anywho, we got 3 more. And one of those 3 be the Brogni for us. And then this session is just going to be perfect. Oh, Visionary. She was a part of a fusion. She's alright. Increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and then fills turn meter is basically her good move. Does the opposite on the enemies. Just okay, I guess. And then 30% chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 15%. This chance increases to 100% if the target is under a decreased crit rate or... I mean, it's alright. Okay. It's not crazy. I actually thought she also had an aura, but I guess I'm mistaken. I thought she had a speed aura, but that's weird. Somebody told me to look at the champions in here and you get the correct correct stats and all. Yeah. Look. Why is that? Why didn't I see this on the other one? Is this hidden behind Ascension or something? That's weird. Oh, anyway. 2 more tracks. 2 more. Don't accidentally do this one. Yeah. We're getting Karam, single target, poison exploder. Not really useful in many places. There's usually just other and better strategies to do. But he is pretty cool looking, I guess. But we'll see what happens. No legendary. Drake. I'm afraid that was it though. It's very I'm I'm such a degenerate. It really itches to kind of pull that last sacred though. And get this chicken or something. I don't know. It's itching. Because I know 10x is not really a great indicator. It's also only 12% chance per sacred at the moment. I'm 15 sacreds in without a legendary. I mean, I guess the viewers want it, right? Am I right? 10x Geo, 10x Brogni. When is this gonna happen again? Okay. Okay. One more. I really hope they're not gonna do like a guaranteed event like tomorrow or something like that, you know? That's so plarium of them to do, right? Everyone just goes a little overboard on their guaranteed saved up and then they're like, oh, hey, a guaranteed event out of nowhere. Here you go. Are you happy? So, okay. This one's for you guys, okay? This one isn't for me. This one's for you guys. You guys kept till the end, watch till the end. This one is for you, all right? So, I hope this is not Frostbringer. It's an epic. Oh, a Seeker. Okay. That was worth. That was completely worth. Why am I happy with the Seeker? Well, because I have one for my clan boss team, but I don't have one that I can fiddle around with and, you know, do other stuff with. So, hey, I'll take that. That was it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining. I promise not every week is going to be a shard pull video. It's just, well, that's how it's kind of lining up these few weeks recently. I have a couple of things to talk about that I hope is going to really help some newer players out. But I hope you guys all have a nice week, and hopefully I can see you guys next week. Hopefully your shard pulls were as awesome as mine were. And yeah, take care, guys.